If there's one thing we can all agree on, it's this: uncertainty is here to stay. You don't need me to tell you that the world is unpredictable. Just look at the last few years. Markets rise and fall overnight. Technology disrupts industries in months. Relationships shift, jobs disappear, and health changes in a single phone call. And what happens when life throws that curveball? Fear shows up, that tightening in your chest, that voice in your head whispering, what if this doesn't work out? What if I can't handle it? Now, here's the mistake most people make it. They believe fear is a stop sign. They think fear means turn back, stay safe, don't take the risk. But the truth is, fear is not the enemy. Fear is energy. It's a burst of raw fuel. It's your body preparing you to act, preparing you to rise. The problem is never the fear itself. The problem is what you do with it. See, fear has two directions. It can paralyze you or it can mobilize you. If you let it paralyze you, you shrink, you hesitate, you hide. And every time you do, you reinforce the idea that fear is bigger than you. But if you use it to mobilize yourself, if you say, and this fear is a signal that I'm on the edge of growth, suddenly the same energy that once held you back becomes the very fuel that propels you forward. And to think about it, every breakthrough in your life, every moment you're proud of, didn't come from comfort. It came from stepping into the unknown, from doing something you were afraid of. The first time you spoke up when your voice was shaking, and the first time you put yourself on the line when failure was a real possibility. That's where the breakthroughs are born. And if fear wasn't absent in those moments, it was present, but you used it. Psychologically, fear is anticipation of pain. Your mind projects into the future and says, this could hurt, this could go wrong. But that projection isn't reality. It's a story, and the human brain is wired to exaggerate danger because it evolved to keep us alive, not to keep us fulfilled. If you treat those signals as truth, you'll live small. But if you challenge them, if you lean into them, you discover that on the other side of fear is freedom. Let me give you an image. Imagine fear as a wave. If you just stand still and let it crash on you, it knocks you down. But if you learn to surf it, that same wave takes you further than you could go on your own. That's the shift. Fear isn't something to avoid, it's something to ride. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Tony, what if I fail? Let me flip that question. What if you don't? What if the very thing you're terrified of is the doorway to the life you've been waiting for? Failure isn't final. Failure is feedback. It teaches you, it sharpens you, it prepares you. And the funny thing is, the more you act in the presence of fear, the less power it has over you. You build a muscle called courage, and courage isn't the absence of fear. It's taking action despite the fear. Here's the deeper philosophy. And if fear points to the places you must grow, if something scares you, it's because that's where expansion lies. Growth never comes from the easy, the certain, the guaranteed. Growth lives in the uncertain, in the risky, in the unknown. That's why fear is actually the most accurate compass you have. It's pointing you toward the next version of yourself. So what would shift if instead of resisting fear, you started asking, what is this fear trying to show me? What strength is it demanding I unlock? Suddenly, the thing that once kept you stuck becomes your greatest teacher, and fear stops being a prison guard and becomes your personal trainer. And here's the key: every time you face fear and move forward anyway, you build trust in yourself. You realize, I can handle this. I am stronger than I thought. That's how certainty is built, not by controlling the world, because you can't, but by proving over and over that no matter what comes, you can adapt, you can rise, you can use it. So let me leave you with this: fear is not a wall, it's a doorway. The life you want, the freedom you crave, the certainty you're searching for, they live on the other side of that door. And the only way through is to step forward, not backward. Don't run from fear. Don't bow to it. Use it. Because the moment you do, the very thing that once chained you becomes the force that sets you free.